Hi, Keith. Thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience with other firm owners about what it was like working with us here at The Abundant Accountant and being in our 8-week sales mastery course. But before we dive in, I'd love it if you could share where are you at in the country and what does your firm specialize in?
My firm is in Yorktown, Virginia, which is in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. We specialize in different parts of the county, both the bookkeeping, the tax preparation, some tax planning aspects of things as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the scope.
Great. So, Keith, why don't you share with me and other firm owners that might be considering enrolling in the 8-week sales mastery course? What were your stress levels like before you started working with me? What were the most challenging, most frustrating things that you were dealing with?
Well, obviously, the biggest thing that I shared when we started this course was the comp working at lower levels of compensation, and it was not giving me. Uh, I was not getting paid what I thought I should be getting paid, for my worth,
Yeah.
and I was also not getting, just carrying clients that probably should not have been carried.
Yeah.
Uh, Likewise, because of that, the workload was more trying because I'm trying to get all these smaller tax returns out to meet deadlines. And and then there was a process, that was lacking, to be able to get the right mail, right items out to my clients, and and get on in a timely manner so that they could respond
Yeah.
uh, appropriately. So that was two or three things that kind of generated and helped, uh, was the pain points, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. So, what was the moment you decided, Keith, to do something about it? Like you reached out to us, you said, I can't keep going this way and not seeing money in my bank account. You've had your firm on your own for over 15 years now. What was that moment that you can share with us where you
Sure.
decided to reach out for support and say, I need to make a change?
Well, most of the people in this industry, um, whether they admit it or not, have very lean months at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And after sort of limping through November, December timeframe, and the compensation money not coming in on a routine basis, that really got my attention and made me more aware that it was time to uh, make some kind of change, at least listen to some kind of change, if and implement what I can. So that was the the pain point when January came around, and I'm starting to look at all the things we hadn't done,
Yeah.
what I couldn't pay for, and all those types of things. It was time to make a change.
Yeah, and when you were going through that and in January, like how did you feel? Were you like burnt out, just lacking joy for your firm, overwhelmed? I know you didn't have enough money. I'm sure you were just sick of working so much and having such low value clients. Like how were you feeling before versus how you feel right now?
Um, I think it was a point of a little bit of pretty good bit of frustration from the
Mhm.
standpoint of we were implementing some systems, but because I was not uh, did not have the I don't know the correct word,
Sales
the
process?
letters the
Sales
letters
process?
in the process, yes, that was needed to be able to get get things out in a timely manner and also specify exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
And previously without that, I'm just sort of, you know, limping through the process, if you will.
Yeah.
And so this was very beneficial.
Yeah, for sure. And I know it's been really beneficial, but before we talk about actually your wins and successes and how you feel now, I'd love it if you could share what were your fears and hesitations about making the decision to enroll in our 8-week sales mastery course? What were your objections that came up, but you overcame them yourself and said, I'm going to do this?
Um, I wish I could pinpoint it. I think that the biggest point that I had to get over initially was, uh, you know, the cost, the upfront cost that was in, and obviously any type of training or program that you get into is there's going to be a cost involved, and I was not ready to necessarily put that accept and take advantage of that right away, but there were, you know, things occurred in the right manner that I was able to take advantage of it. So
Yeah, so what had you set those fears aside, make the investment, money investment and time, and say, I'm going to do this all in? For some firm owners, that might be in your same boat, Keith, right? They've had their firms for a long time, cash flow's tight, money is not really there. What had you say, I'm going to figure out a way and make it happen and invest the money and invest the time to get the results that you've gotten today?
in all aspects, it wasn't easy. I mean, it was one that fortunately, uh, hopefully I can use names, but on the qualification call that I got with Molly, you know, she was given at least able to offer some options for me
Some
to
financing. You did a financing option.
finance the
Hmm.
financing option to be able to at least, you know, get in the point where I could get started, and then once the and take care of the rest of the financing after the fact. The aspect of time was really hard because uh, kicking off we were, you know, kicking off tax season, trying to figure out what we were going to do, how we were going to do it. I'm trying to train an employee at the same time,
Yeah.
and it it was it was not easy to put the devote the time to those first 3 or 4 modules, and I'm glad I did. It got me a lot of feedback as to what needed to be done
And
and
a
what
lot of
and the
money in your
right way to
bank
get it.
account, right?
It was very beneficial. Yes, the uh, the results of the getting the process down, at least implementing what I could, knowing at this point in time, you know, we were able to capture a good amount, good amount of money in the first month of the process,
How
and
much did your
overall,
revenue increase, Keith, just in the first month? Let's just say 2 months, the last 2 months that you've been with us here, the last 8 weeks,
well,
just completed the
okay,
8th week. How much total revenue increase do you feel you've seen in your firm?
given what we would normally do in the first month and a half or 2 months of that tax season, the month of February, pretty much alone, we were in excess of $19,600 over
Over what you did.
over the revenue of what I was charged in the 2023
Awesome.
timeframe.
I'm just so proud of you.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So that's the, I mean, it's not, it's amazing to see the progress and see the result in that way.
Yeah.
Uh, because as I've discussed on the sessions, um, there are a number of people I didn't think would ever pay the fee, but the results, the way the letter is phrased, is they've got a choice.
Yeah.
They've got a
Everyone
choice to
always
go to
has a
somebody
choice.
else.
Yep. Everyone always
You
has a
know,
choice. It's do they value you enough to stick around? And I know you were working through a lot of compliance work and increasing the fees, and now you're going to work on increasing the bookkeeping and other services that you offer. But I'd love it if you could share, Keith, with other firm owners that might be in your position. They've had their firms a long time, cash flow's tight. Can you share about your experience of what it was like financing and leveraging an investment like this to see the upside that you have today, considering that you've been doing the same thing for so many years? And I'm sure it was scary and risky to make that kind of bet on yourself. But looking back now, what would you tell your younger self or another firm owner who might be really serious about changing the ways they've been operating in their firm, but are a little scared and also need to leverage the investment like you did?
and it, as was indicated, it's something that you really, if you feel like something is wrong
Yeah.
and you can't figure out what the issue is that's wrong, then the investment in a program, this program, the Abundant Accountant program, is one that you can gain a tremendous amount of knowledge real quick. And there are processes uh, to implement. There are ways to implement the sales and how you approach clients, how you approach the objections, and
Yeah.
how you, uh, more importantly, how you get paid what you're worth. So
Yes.
that's it was very challenging, as I said, to make the decision for the implement uh, for the financing and being able to put the program in place. But it's something I think you'll benefit from.
I love it. And how do you feel now, Keith, about where things are at in the firm and how excited and optimistic are you about the months ahead?
I'm 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 very optimistic. I mean, even though we've implemented what we can at this point, there are many more things that we can take advantage of either toward the end of the tax season or as we push people into extensions and they come back for that period of time.
Yeah.
There's opportunities to there as well, and more importantly, the opportunities to get paid for filing extensions and potential late fees, those types of things, and the no free calls, type things as well
Yeah.
that people are going to that you learn to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And waiting list. We
Yeah.
learned
Now you got your
waiting
waiting
list.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to share, Keith, with another firm owner that might be considering enrolling in our 8-week sales mastery course? They've looked at other coaching programs and trainings online, and I'm sure they've been shown a lot of different Facebook ads. What would you say about working with us here at the Abundant Accountant and being in our 8-week sales mastery program? How would you explain it to another firm owner on maybe how it's different than other things out there?
Well, I don't know how to compare it to something another program per se, but it's something that you real quickly you're giving a process of getting developing letters developing correspondence, learning how to do a sale,
Yeah.
at least put yourself in a more positive role when you're dealing with clients to let them know that you're in charge
Right.
and you're trying to you control the situation. And likewise, you find out real quick what we call the red rope policy is who you really want to work with or don't want
Yeah.
to work with,
What clients get
and
to stay
define
and what clients get to go, right? But I
exactly,
think for you, it's
exactly,
having a blueprint and a step-by-step process that you're following and actually seeing it work. So I'd love it, Keith, if you could share what other words of wisdom would you have before we wrap up for another firm owner listening right now who is seriously thinking and wanting to take their firm to the next
right.
level. And they've been doing it kind of wrong for so many years, but they can't pinpoint what's
Mm.
wrong. What's some words of wisdom that you would like to share with them as we wrap up?
Well, the investment is is a serious investment, but right away you get very serious information, useful information, very useful feedback. Uh, you put products together and you get quality products back that you submit and get reviewed. And it just puts you in a very more uh, feel like you've accomplished something, and
Yeah.
it feels like you can go out and take care of the business of finding the clients that you want to deal with and converse with them and give them give, give them a, I won't use the word proposal, but give them a
Give them an
sale of,
investment in you worth paying for.
yeah, the investment they're worth paying for. Correct.
Yes. Awesome. And now your bank
Mm,
account is much happier and fuller, and that's very important,
yes.
right? Well, thank you, Keith, so much for taking out the time to share your experience with myself and others who might be considering enrolling in the 8-week sales mastery program and working with us here at the Abundant Accountant. It's been awesome to see your growth, and I just can't wait to see what's just around the corner once you start focusing on your monthly clients and all of those sales conversations. So just keep up the great work, and thank you so much for taking out the time.
Great. Thank you very much.